Yes, I really need to okay. So how we can pass the array inside your method? So first of all, we have to create some method. This time I'm creating a static method. Okay, no? Static method, that means simple. Here I'm writing m1, or you can say it's a array underscore passing. Okay. So this is the thing I have written it simply. You can just come here, open the curly braces and close. Do you guys know? Do you guys know what does it mean by this static and why we are using it? Oh, yeah. Exactly. There is no need to create an object. Okay. Otherwise, we have to create the object for this class. Okay. Now I can simply, this is the array passing. You can just simply come here and call this method. You can copy this one, come here and pass it. So there is no need to create an objects here. Right now here you see there is not showing any error. But if I'm not writing this static, then what it will happen? It is showing the error. You can't access method directly. Okay. If this is not a static, then you have to create the object and you have to call it. But when you are defining a static, that time there is no need to create an object and call it. Okay, we have created, and after that here I'm just simply passing array. Okay, this array of integer type. Okay, this is the array I have passed. That means where I am passing inside this method, but this one is our empty. So this is not a good thing. We have to pass something here as well. Okay, so I'm just simply creating an array here. How we can create an array? Int of name of our array. So array, you can name it anything. I'm just simply writing array equals to new int. After that, size of the array. Okay, no. So we'll just do one thing. No, we need directly. So we'll pass directly at runtime 10, 20, and 30. Okay, done this one. Okay. Now this is the array I have created. This is the elements I have created, and where this all element is going inside your array. Yeah, inside your array object. Okay, and this object I'm just simply passing here. Got it? Now this object, first of all, where your compiler come, it will come at line number 10. Is it? Okay, after that it will execute line number 11. After that it will come to the line number 12, and it will see, like here we are creating a memory. So all these three element it will store inside your array. Okay, and here we have one method, and this method is a static. So this array we are passing inside this method. Is it? No? And after that, once we are passing, it will see, like a compiler will see where is this method. Okay, so this method is present inside this here. No, so it will directly 32 line number 6, and after that whatever data it's here, that means 10, 20, 30, it will store inside this array. Got it? Done? No? Now you can perform whatever operation you want. So I'm just trying to iterate it directly. How we can iterate? For int I equals to 0. Okay, I less than array dot length simply, and just do one thing, I plus plus, and simply we have to iterate it. System dot print, and here you can pass I. Got it? Now just try to execute. What data it will print? What it will print? Tell me. It will print index or value? Who said value? Oh, thanks. You are wrong. Okay. What it is printing? Got it? What is us printing? Index. Only index, because we are not printing value here. See, here I is equals to 0. Okay, it will check the condition 0 less than array. And what is the length of the array? 3. Is it? No, 1 2 3. 3 is the length, and after that it will come here and directly it will print. So what it is printing? 0 only. Okay, but what we need exactly? This value. Okay, no? And where is this value present? Inside this array. But this array where we have stored? Here. Okay, no? This is called as an argument. Okay, and this is called as a parameter. Okay, so from the argument, the actual value we have passed to the this parameter, and after that we are just simply checking the length and we are just printing, but we are printing only index. But we knows that our 10 and 20 and 30 it has stored inside this array. Okay, and if you want to access, so you have to access through the index. So if this value 10 is there, so how you can access? 0. Okay, 0, but this value has present inside this array, so you have to type like this: array of, now, yeah, now it is a 0. Okay, array of I. That means what I'm saying is, from this array, okay, I just want the 0th index, but inside this 0th index I have this 10 value, so it will print this 10 now. Okay, try to save it and try to execute. See, we got it now. 10, 20, 30. The same thing. Now I just want to return the array. Like this is the method I have. Okay, no, I am just not doing anything. Okay, simply close it. Now what I'm doing is, instead of that I'm just writing int of. Okay, and I'm just closing from here. Okay, and return, that means whenever someone will call to this array passing. Okay, so whenever someone will call, so he will receive this value. Okay, so I'm just simply closing from here as well. Okay. Now I'm just simply doing one thing: simply return. Okay, in first of all we have to write new. We are creating the array here, int of, and you can simply pass the value. So 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever it is, done. Okay, so what I'm doing this time, first of all I'm directly creating an array. Okay, and here, what is the, now tell me, what is the name of the array here? Have I defined the name there? Yeah, it's a method name. Here, tell me, I have defined their name. I haven't defined it. Okay. So this is the third types of the array. That is called as the anonymous. This is called as a anonymous array. That means it doesn't have the type. It doesn't have the name. Okay. You can temporarily store the value. Okay, JVM will automatically create one object and it will store this value automatically. Got it? And this 10, 30, 40, 50, these are the elements, and these elements we are returning by using this return keyword. To whom we are returning? To this array colon, yeah, array underscore passing. Okay, and how it is accepting? In the form of int of array. Okay, but if I try to remove this int of, it will throws the error. Why? Because you are returning the array and you are accepting only integer. Okay, so this is not a good. So for that we have to use here of. Simple, no? Okay, now we got it. Now you can simply do one thing: you can simply call this array passing, and we already know that it is in static. Yeah, so first calling the static, you have to directly write the method name, array underscore passing. Okay, but what is the use then? We knows that now this method is returning the array, so you can simply accept it. No, you can just do in of and create one array name, and you can just simply store it. Okay, so what we have done, like this method right now it is accepting. What it is accepting, what it is giving, it's giving this array. So this array we have stored inside this, yeah, the inside this array. Okay, no, the inside this array object. Now if you want to print, you can simply print. That means if you want to iterate, you can simply iterate. So here you can just create this array, and after that sorry, array I have created, and you can just simply pass this array. Is it no? Okay. And here you can just simply use array. Okay, just try to execute, run as Java application. Yeah, 10, 30, 40, 50. We got the value, no? That means we have successfully returned our arrays. Again, I'm explaining. See, first of all, your compiler, where it will come? Inside this main method. Consider we have came in line number 10. After that it will execute 11. After that it will see, like, this is the array. Okay, this is the method. Okay, no, and you know this assignment operator. First of all, what it will do, it will execute this right hand side. Okay, and after that it will assign to this left hand side. So when we have called this array passing, okay, so first of all it will see where is this method, and it will directly jump there. So from line number 12, so it will directly jump to your line number 6. Why? Because this method is present here. It will see all the signature of this method. Okay, so this method, what it is doing, this method has returning this integer array. Okay, no, so it has returning or not, it will check. After that it has returning or not, so it will see this return. Okay, after that once it will see the return, it will execute this one. Yeah, so I have to create the memory here because it's a new keyword is here. So it will create the memory for this integer. Okay, and they knows that here we don't have the name, so it will create the anonymous array. So JVM will take care, and internally it will create one object. Got it? After that this 10, 30, 40, 50 value will create it, and it will return to this integer of. It will store inside this. But if you want to access this all these stuffs, you have to call this array passing. So same thing we are doing. We have called this array passing, and we are this array passing. We knows that it has returning this. Okay, it has returning this value. So this value we are storing inside this array. Okay, and after that, by using a for each loop, we are simply iterating int array colon array. Got it? So each and individual value, first of all, from this array it will take one iterator. Okay, sorry, for one element it will take, that is 0th index, and simply we are printing here. But when we will use the for loop, we have to use array of I. But here don't, no need. Directly first element it has taking and it has storing inside this array, and this array it's printing directly inside this. Yeah, so internally that increment is there already. See, that for each loop will take care. Okay, this for loop will take care directly, so it will increment the value plus 1. Okay, internally it will increment the value by plus 1. If you want to increment by the 2, you have to use comma, and we have to write 2. Okay, got it? Okay, so this array has done, returning has done. Now we'll see what does it mean by the multi-dimensional array. We'll do one thing. It's live now, so this thing is done. Now we'll discuss about the multi-dimensional array. So what does it mean by the multi-dimensional array? Simple, just simply come here. Here we have a, yeah, multi-dimensional array. So one array it is present inside an another. This is called as a multi-dimensional array. And what is the use? We have a array, then why we are using a multi-dimensional array? So simple, like if you need the data in the form of tabular. Okay, you need a data, or you want to store the data. Okay, or you need these types of data structure. Okay, that it stores the data in the form of rows and the column, then you can simply go with multi-dimensional array. Okay, simple. it has there are also known as array of arrays. That means inside your one array you can store another. See, I'll show you example. This is nothing but your array, and inside this this one is your array. Okay, consider we'll give one name, that is a. Okay, and inside this our a array, it we are storing this another array, that is 10, 20 and 30. Okay, inside this array we have another array, that is 10, 20 and 30. Okay, so this is called as the array of arrays. Simple, no? Okay, so basically we have two types of the multi-dimensional array, that is 2D and 3D. So 2D represent with two braces, two square braces, and 3D will represent with three braces. Okay, no? Directly just simply come here and just try to define it. So how we can define? In, of. That means this is a 2D multi-dimensional array. Okay, after that you can just define the object name, new, int and of. Now how we can define the size? I have already told you. What is this? What is this? Yeah. So why we use, now tell me why we use? Because of we want to store the data in the form of tabular. In the form of table we want to store the data. So same thing. Here at the last we have to give the size. But first one is a row. This one is a row. Okay. And second one is a column. Got it? Now you want to define the size, you can come here, row size you can define, that is 10. Okay, and if you want to define the column size, you can define column size here, that is 20. So like that way it will treat and it will execute. But this one is too big, so directly I'm just giving size. You can come here and simply you can define a size. So that is 3 I'm just defining here, and here also I'm defining 3. Okay, so how it will create now? 3 rows 3 columns it will create. Okay, no? 3 rows 3 column it will create. That means now if I want to assign some value at the zeros, okay, here now I just want to assign the value. So you can just simply come here and just type here object. Okay, this is the off for the rows and this is off for the column. Okay, and in the zeroth index, okay, here in the zeroth index and also in the column zeroth index, I just want to add 10. Okay, so now what we have done is, like inside this object, okay, it has created the structure in the form of table, and inside the table 0 in the zeroth index we have stored 10. Come here and see, no? Here you see this is nothing but the 0 and the 0. Okay, and inside this 0 and 0 we have stored 10. Okay, but here what we have a row 2. This is the 0th row and this one is the first. Okay, and in our case what we have defined, that is row is 3 and column is 3. So we'll try to make it 2. Save the changes. Now come here. So we have stored 10 first. What we have stored? 10. After that now I just want to store 20. How I can store 20? So for that we have this is nothing but our your row and this is nothing but our column. So 0th row and first column we have to take it and we have to store this 20. Come here, I'll just simply type object, and once I have typed object we have to use to of. Okay, I have uses, and in the 0th row in the first column I just want to add 20. Okay, I'm just simply adding. Again you have to come here, and right now this 30 I just want to add. So this is the row 0, this is a row 0, no, and this one is a row column 2. So you can just simply come here, copy this, come here and hit enter and paste it. So this is a 0 and this one is a 2, and here we have to add 30. Simple. Like that way we have to follow for everything. So copy this. Now if you try, like 2 is our maximum size of our array, we know that. If you try 3, then what it will throws? Yeah, array index out of the bond error it will throw, is it no? So that's why uh, we have to keep in mind these things. Okay, so in the first, here we also have the first. Okay, here first I have added, and here also first I'm adding. Yeah, here what we have to add? 0. That means row 1, here we have a row 1, and this column 0. Row 1 column 1. row row 1 column 2. So like that way we have to add 0 1 2. Done. Save the changes. Now we have done this one. Now I just want to iterate. So how I can iterate? By using a for loop, otherwise by using a for each loop. Is it no? You can just simply come here. Now, yeah, this is interesting. Now how we can iterate? Like if it is a 1, then we can use a 1 for loop. If it is a 2, then we have to use 2 for loop. Simple. Come here and use a for. Okay, we know that in I equals to 0, I less than a dot length. Simple. Okay, and I plus plus. Okay, this is done. Come here and just simply use this one. Okay, it's object. Okay, then now after that, this one, consider this row is this for loop is for the row, and I'm creating another for loop. This for loop is for the column. Simple. In j I'm creating j equals to 0, j less than okay, j less than object dot length here as well. Okay, and simply j plus plus. Okay. This is done. Is done or not? Okay, we'll try with the different thing as well, but first of all we'll try it will print or not. So simply you have to write system.out.println. Okay, I don't want this print, I just want only say. Now if you want to print one element, that is 10, so you have to access row. This is the row and this one is the column. Both thing you have to access, then you will get the value. So what we need right now, we need a row and the column, then I will get this 10. So you have to write from this object, I just want the row 0. Row, that means 0, that means this for loop is representing the row, and what is the value right now? 0. Okay, and this j is representing the column, and what is the value of this? 0 only, no? So you can come here and you can simply write the j. Okay, and plus double quotes, and just simply give the space. Got it? We have given it. Now how it will work? So first of all, it will come inside this and it will define this I value is 0. Okay, it will check the condition, that is our object dot length is greater than this I, so it will go inside this for loop. It will come inside this for loop. Again it will execute this j equals to 0, j less than object dot length, and j plus plus. Okay, that means it will define the j value is 0 and j less than object dot length. Okay, this is also a true. It will come and it will execute this part. Just save it and just try to execute. Is it right or not? Yeah, so it has printing 10 20 10 20, because we have defined I think 10 20 30 10 20 30 30. Here I'm defining 40. Here we'll define by 50, and here you can see 60. Okay, now you can right click, run as Java application, and just execute it. Okay, 10 20 40 50. That means our iteration is wrong, we have to check it one. Okay, So first of all, I is equals to 0, I is less than object dot length. It will take the length, and after that it will come inside this for loop, line number 20. It will check like j is equals to 0. So your compiler will define the value of the j, that is 0. And after that it will check this condition. Yeah, this condition is also true. It will come inside this and it will execute object I of j. Okay, next time it will go inside this for loop. Okay, it won't go this for rows for loop. Okay, no, it will go for this. Okay, again it will see, like it will increment the value of the j by 1. Okay, right now first of all we have the value that is j is equal to 0. Now we are incrementing 1. So what is the value now? 1. Okay, it has increment by 1. No, so j value is 1 now. J, that is true. And here we have a object dot length, but this is not a right condition. Instead of that, we'll simply do one thing. Here we have an object. Okay, and there we can simply use our I. This is for the row. Okay, now you can take the length. I think it's the right. Just right click and simply try to run it. This time it has returning the right result. Okay, no, 10, 20, 30, and 40, 50, 60, but it has coming, it's not coming in the tabular format. Okay, it's in the table format. So we'll simply just do one thing. Once it will, first of all, once one row is completed, then this condition is false. Okay, so it will it will come out of this for loop. Okay, no, so when it will come out of this for loop, we can simply say like I need a next line. Just try now, save in Java application. This time if I'll go there, see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, done.